The book of Genesis, chapter 20, verses 11 through 13. And Abraham said, Because I thought, surely the fear of God is not in this place, and they will slay me for my wife's sake. And yet indeed she is my sister. She is the daughter of my father, but not the daughter of my mother, and she became my wife. And it came to pass when God caused me to wander from my father's house, that I said unto her, This is thy kindness which thou shalt show unto me. At every place whither we shall come, say of me, He is my brother. In this passage, Abraham explains his reasoning for deceiving Abimelech about Sarah being his sister. He feared for his life and doubted the fear of God in the land. This section highlights the human tendency to rely on our own understanding and fears rather than trusting in God's protection. In our lives, we often face situations where fear and doubt cloud our judgment. We must remember to trust in God's plan and protection, even when circumstances seem dire. Let us strive to act with integrity and faith, knowing that God is always with us. The book of Genesis, chapter 20, verses 14 through 15. And Abimelech took sheep, and oxen, and men servants, and women servants, and gave them unto Abraham, and restored him Sarah his wife. And Abimelech said, Behold, my land is before thee, dwell where it pleaseth thee. Here we see Abimelech's response to the revelation of the truth. Instead of reacting with anger or retribution, he chooses to bless Abraham and Sarah with gifts and offers them a place to dwell. This act of grace and generosity is a powerful reminder of the importance of forgiveness and kindness. In our daily interactions, we have the opportunity to respond to others with grace and generosity, even when we feel wronged. By doing so, we reflect God's love and mercy, fostering peace and reconciliation in our relationships. The book of Genesis, chapter 20, verses 16 through 17. And unto Sarah he said, Behold, I have given thy brother 1,000 pieces of silver. Behold, he is to thee a covering of the eyes unto all that are with thee, and with all other. Thus she was reproved. So Abraham prayed unto God, and God healed Abimelech, and his wife, and his maidservants, and they bare children. Abimelech not only restores Sarah to Abraham but also compensates them with silver, acknowledging the wrong done. Abraham in turn prays for Abimelech, and God heals Abimelech's household. This exchange demonstrates the power of intercessory prayer and the healing that comes from forgiveness and reconciliation. We are reminded of the importance of praying for others, especially those who have wronged us. Through prayer, we can seek God's healing and restoration in our lives and the lives of others. Let us be quick to forgive and fervent in our prayers for one another. The book of Genesis, chapter 20, verse 18. For the Lord had fast closed up all the wombs of the house of Abimelech, because of Sarah Abraham's wife. This verse reveals the consequence of Abimelech's actions before the truth was known. God's intervention was a protective measure for Sarah and a sign of his sovereignty. Once the truth was revealed and reconciliation occurred, healing followed. In our lives, we may face consequences for actions taken in ignorance or misunderstanding. However, God's grace is always available to us. When we seek truth and reconciliation, we open the door for God's healing and restoration. Let us be mindful of our actions and seek to live in alignment with God's will. In conclusion, the story of Abraham and Abimelech teaches us valuable lessons about faith, integrity, forgiveness, and the power of prayer. Abraham's initial fear led to deception, but through God's intervention, truth and reconciliation were achieved. Abimelech's response of grace and generosity, coupled with Abraham's intercessory prayer, brought healing and restoration to all involved. As we reflect on this story, let us strive to trust in God's protection, act with integrity, and respond to others with grace and forgiveness. Let us also remember the power of prayer in seeking healing and restoration in our lives and the lives of others. May we be vessels of God's love and mercy, fostering peace and reconciliation in our communities. Amen.